All right. All right. Got nothing going on tonight, so I figured I'd do another Workbench series with the Switch Pro controller. First of all, I got to bring up the instructions on how to fix this. Switch Pro controller joystick replacement. Let's make sure I can find the right instructions here. I fix it. Here we go. Bring this up in this other window. Let's see what we need. Alright, so I need a soldering iron, I need some desoldering braid, I need a Phillips screwdriver. Okay. Let's go through this and see how it goes. So basically, this is what this joystick is supposed to do. And I don't know what happened to this, but this joystick does not stay centered. It doesn't return to the middle. Something's broke on the inside, and so I'm going to see if I can fix it. Yeah, who knows if it'll be successful, but we'll see. So, my soldering iron nearby for when the time comes. Okay, first things first. We got these little screws here I'm going to take out. More precise driver for this. Go with the smallest one here. Okay. See the whole desk here. Just want to make sure I don't lose these screws, so I'm going to just get a little eyeglass thing. Okay. Step one, complete. Now we're going to take the back off. So, all right, there's 4 screws here. I'm following along on a tutorial just because I want to make sure I do this the right way. Okay, so this thing should just pop off. Come on, focus. Okay. Okay, so this battery comes out. Let's put that up there. Okay. So this is the part that I got hung up on yesterday when I tried to do this at home because we're missing. I couldn't get in there with this screwdriver, or the screwdriver that I had at home. One. Two. This one, which is still really tough to get out. I'm going to try a different screwdriver. All right, there we go. Yeah. And lost what's over here. Okay, so all those screws are out. The next step is to carefully pry the front plate off of the body. Using a plastic opening tool. So let's see. I want to see if I can get into yeah, there we go. A lot of these plastic pieces have like places where they mate together. So I want to be really careful. Yeah, because there's a ribbon cable here. Okay, so I need to take this ribbon cable off. So what I want to do here is just kind of pull this back a little bit. Might be able to kind of get in here with this screwdriver. Flip up the locking tab. Let's see if I can use a flathead screwdriver to do this. These usually just open, but it's tough to kind of get in here. I'll show you what I'm working on here. Maybe this black piece flips up. That might be the thing. Let's use this. Yeah, okay, that was it. So the black piece slides up, ribbon cable comes out, and I'm going to put that aside for now. Okay, so Now we're going to remove the two joystick caps. This one is fine, so I don't know if I need to replace it. But this guy, this is the one we're going to try and fix. And yeah, as you can see, this is broken. So this was the problem. And also this, let's see. Does this come out? Sometimes these guys, yeah, like, that's what that should look like. There's a little post here. So what I'm missing is that post. Like, this is what makes this joystick work. So this thing is totally gone. And so I'm going to have to replace this whole thing. So let's just see here. I've got some joysticks, and I just want to see if I have one that I can use as a replacement for this. Because if I don't, this is all for nothing. So let me look and see what I've got here. I don't see anything in this drawer. Let me go into my joystick bin and see what we've got lying around. Maybe we can't do this today. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. All right, here's some other joysticks. This one is going to be a little too big. Although, let's see. First of all, if I can pull this post out. This is the regular Switch joystick. And like, I don't know if it's going to be as good. I don't even know if it matters really. So that's one option. There's another one. This might be exactly the same. Let's just see here. So if I pull this cap off, this is the joystick cap that I just got. This is the Switch Pro Controller cap. So this one's a little sleeker. Kind of like how this feels a little more. Doesn't really matter. This one should just work on any joystick, you know. This one rubs a little bit, which I'm not really keen on. Yeah, I mean, the profile's a little bit bigger and it might scrape, but I got to remove this anyway no matter what I do. So let's just go through that next and we'll see. Okay, so a couple more screws that we got to take out. This one. I'll switch this back to the Phillips. Or is it this one? Let me look through these photos real quick. Oh, okay, so we're taking off this LED light, which is down here. It tells you what player you are. So this is the one that's going to come out. Pop that out. Okay, that's cool. This is mostly just plastic. Like the LEDs are this flat strip, and it looks like they're just being diffused through this plastic. Or actually, no. The LEDs are there. There they are. They're on the board. This is just pressing down on them. That's cool. It's a cool design. Damn it, Nintendo. You make such good stuff. Okay. I'm going to actually fish out the screw that goes with this, because I think it's slightly different than the others, and I don't want to get them mixed up. I'll kind of look the same though. Alright. So now, okay, we have a couple more screws here. This one over here. We're going to take the circuit board off. And again, all these screws look identical. One over here. And one over here. Okay, so be able to take this out now. USB-C port is, yep, there we go. Okay, and we're going to flip it over. And this is the joystick we're going to replace. I'm not a huge fan of how little space I have to work here. These cables are kind of in my way. I guess that'll be fine. Okay. So we're going to desolder pretty much all these through-hole pins. We're going to use soldering braid. We're going to use, I have a pump as well. We're going to see how many I can get to make this guy pop out. It's going to be annoying, but I think we can do it. Ooh, I am almost out of braid, so let's see. Hopefully between my soldering pump and the remaining braid, we can get all of it. Now, these pins down here are not part of this. These are wires that go to what I guess is this little vibrating motor right here. So I've got these 4 pins. This is the button. These 3 and these 3 are the potentiometers. We have an X and a Y axis. And then these are our grounds and kind of just structural integrity. So got a lot of pins to desolder. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's see what we can do. Let's start with the buttons here. basically I'm just kind of vacuuming out the solder as I heat it up. Might be easier to do this with some solder braid. Let's see if it works better. So the braid is made of copper, which is more conductive than other metals. So when you when you heat up solder and you put this braid on it, usually the solder all gets sucked up into the braid and away from the part. None of this is a great method. Desoldering is a lot worse than soldering. So you just kind of have to, do this until you get all the solder off. This might take a little bit of time. So this solder is what I might do is add a little bit of new solder to kind of flow this old solder, just to try and, yeah, there we go. Might work a little bit better. Yeah. I have a feeling I'm going to be battling this for some time. These are going to be really difficult to desolder. You know what? I'm going to get some water for this soldering sponge. Be back in a moment. Shot glass full of water. Let's see if this works a little bit better. What I want to do is kind of like use this copper to kind of heat up this pin and suck up as much solder as possible, so that when I pull this off, I want this to be almost as clean as it can be so that I can kind of pull it out. It's going to be a little tough because these are, they're pretty well soldered. It's Nintendo. I'm not even getting these pins to kind of even melt on their own. Maybe it means I have to turn up my heat. Alright, you know what? There's a little link here that I'm going to read. And I've desoldered a good amount of stuff, but let's see what this says. Yeah. Not soldering, I'm looking for desoldering. Okay, I'm going to heat this up to 850. I think maybe this solder that they're using is just a little bit higher melting point. So I'm not getting a lot of luck here, even when I put my iron on this solder. So, all right, turn that up a little bit. Let's see if this is any better. Basically, I'm transferring heat through the braid into the solder to try and suck it up into the braid. Is the tip of my iron working? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, try maybe using some solder on this side. Now it's getting there a little bit, little by little. I'm going to move away from this potentiometer because it's really tough to do. Wow, this is tough. Sometimes, you know, maybe I can get in here with some snips. Try to clip a couple of these. They're pretty close to the surface, so I don't think that's going to be successful. If I can get some leverage on this, I can sort of like pull it out while I work on it. Let's try solder sucker again. Higher temperature might work. Let's see. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, let's see if I can get up even more. If I can get this button out, I think it'll give me the leverage to get the rest of this out. These pins are the tough ones. These are the really big ones. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on this to sort of see what I'm working on here. I work on the potentiometers and the button. I think I might be able to get rid of the posts. We'll see. Cool. All right, we're getting somewhere. It's going to be a long and tedious process. These posts are really, really tough to melt. Well, let's keep going around. Tip of this iron a little bit because for whatever reason it's just not as effective as it usually is. Just can't seem to get this pin to melt the others. I wonder if I can try to get a screwdriver under this, and as I'm desoldering, just try and pry it out. Because I think I'm not going to have any luck unless I can actually kind of start from this side and work my way over and sort of pry everything out slowly. Let's see what I can do here. Okay, so I think I'm going to need to kind of get under this button first. This pin is loose a little bit. If I can get under this one, I think we'll be in business. Maybe I can add some solder to this to try and get this joint work with me a little better. All right, now, let's see. Can I get under this? All right, a little bit. This is good news, though. Now, I can sort of start prying this out by using this as leverage. And I'm adding new solder just to get these pins a little bit loose. And at this point, if this thing breaks, like, it's fine, because it's already broken on the top side, so it doesn't matter that much if I damage the joystick. I'm just trying to get this old one out. This post right here is going to be the tough one. This is really stuck in here. So what I'm going to do is just add a lot of solder here and just try and like work it loose. Anything? All right, it's back to the old method. I think I just got to remove all this solder. Take a while. All right, so let's see here. Coming out a little bit. It's really gonna take some time. Joystick is probably one of the worst things you can try to remove because it's so many pins. So it's not like you could even work it loose by getting one pin out and the other. There's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 pins that are all holding it in place. There's it's just really difficult desoldering job. See if I can get some braid in here now. Try a little more solder here. There we go. Maybe a little bit. Same thing on the other side. Add solder, take it away. Add solder, take it away. What I might do now is I can see some of these legs. Maybe just try and snip them. Make this process a little bit easier. Hey, here we go. All right, so we're getting somewhere. Obviously, this thing's going to be destroyed, but I think we're going to be able to get it out. And hopefully, it's not too bad under there, but I guess we'll see. Alright, so let's try and get these pins out of here next. I think we're pretty close. Might be able to actually get this one out. Okay. Pins are a little smaller, so they might come out easier than those big ones. Let's see. Let's try the desoldering pump first. Thanks, Hannibal Royce. Don't love it till it's done. Hope I don't destroy this thing in the process. Alright, so my method of prying this out is kind of working, so I want to keep trying to do that. I only have this side left. The rest of this is all done. I'm going to have to deal with these solder blobs eventually, but pretty much. Nothing in there anymore. Nothing holding them back. Yep. Those holes are wide open now, which is great. Awesome. It's going to be about getting these guys. I think we're getting close. So this potentiometer I've got separate from the joystick. You know, this is what's controlling either my X or my Y, and the other one's over here. So one of these is a 3-pin potentiometer. This is a 3-pin potentiometer. All I got to do is pull these out, and I think we're in the clear. I've got my button. This is kind of what presses down when you click. This is completely out. And then there's 4 posts, 2 of which are out entirely. These 2 are left, and actually, sorry, 3 of these are out entirely. It's only this one corner. So if I can get this corner out, I think we'll be in the clear. I also don't care if I destroy this because I'm just going to replace it anyway. So just trying to get, like, I can even try and break this off, and that might work too. But I'm just going to keep going with the solder braid, desoldering pump, see what we can do here. That looks pretty good. Let's see if I can do this last one. This might be... These pads are tough because they have this sort of like long pad, which actually dissipates the heat. So when you're desoldering it, it's a lot harder because you can't get the pad hot enough for the solder to melt right away. You're gonna have to just keep holding it on here. Now what I might try is grabbing onto the potentiometer as I desolder it. Let me rearrange this so I can do it. Because if I can kind of pull it as I desolder it, then maybe I can get one pin out. If I get one pin out, maybe I can get 2 pins out, and this might actually be the way to do it. So, okay. First of all, let's do it this way. Gotta be really careful because I'm actually pulling with a significant amount of force here. So I want to just kind of be pulling and desoldering at the same time, and maybe they're coming. It's just going to take a minute. There it is. All right. So, almost dome clear. I think if I could snip this, oh, that's already snipped. It's this leg back here. This is the last culprit. Let's see if I can get in there. I could use the leverage of the rest of this and just kind of pop this out. And I think there it is. Now all that's left is this potentiometer, and this shouldn't be too bad. I'm not even going to use pliers. I'm just going to use my fingers. See if I can get it one pin at a time. And add a little bit of solder. Maybe I can just make this kind of pop through here. And that's it. Whew. All right. Painful. So, all right, I got to clean this up a little bit. It looks like I've only got one blocked hole here. This is this one. Although I've got a lot of blocked holes on this side that I should deal with. That one. All right. It's not the cleanest, but I've got holes. Now I'm curious to see if my new joystick will fit into this slot. So let's see if these will all line up. It's possible that it won't because the manufacturer is different or the layout is slightly different. And yeah, I think, looking at the bottom of this and the bottom of this footprint is a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to have to do now that this is out, this is the easy part, I'm just going to have to source a new, Nintendo brand joystick before I can pop this back in. But that's the good news. This is out. I'm going to, I guess, probably just try to clean up these holes a little bit. And then I guess this will be a to be continued until we can get the right part here. So cool. There we go. This is some damage to the board where I was actually prying it out with the flathead screwdriver. So hopefully, I don't think this is going to mess anything up. I don't see any traces on this side of the board. Like I could see traces over here, but luckily there was nothing actually running under the joystick itself that I could have damaged while prying it loose. So a little cosmetic damage here, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything overall. On this side, a little bit of scraping, but this doesn't look terribly damaged. All the holes are still here. All of the copper is still here. So once I get the new joystick, we should be able to pop it back in and we'll be good to go. All right. So I'm just going to keep on cleaning this up a little bit, and then I think we'll call it a day. So I'm going to throw my joysticks back in the drawer. We're not using these today. This one is garbage. Throw this one out. Just going to put this all off to the side. I'm going to deal with this on another day. We get the parts. And we can get back to it. All right. Let's cover that up. Don't get any dust in here. All right. Thanks for watching. See you next time.